Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I'm your teacher, Ms. Sadia Shahzad, with another lesson from Component 1. We will be focusing on question number 1 in this video. The source has been taken from the May-June 2023 exam 045711 variant. The source is basically about the electricity poverty. Just a glance at source 1 and 2. Right. Read the information in the insert and answer all the questions. Study sources 1, 2, 3. So for question number 1, you're supposed to study sources 1, 2, and 3 only. Please focus on what the requirement of the question is so that you do not write the answer incorrectly. From source 1, identify the trend in the number of people in the world without access to electricity. Taking a look at this, you can see in 1985, it is not mentioned. In 1990, it is 1.15 people in billions, and gradually the trend is dropping, and in 2020 it was 0.84 people. So if you can see that it is dropping, so the answer would be it is decreasing or going down or downward, any one of these words. There is no need to write a complete sentence and waste your time. It's just a one word answer, and a simple word, one word would suffice and give you 1 mark. Question number 1b is, from source 2, identify 2 consequences of energy poverty. Source 2 is talking about the consequences of energy poverty. As you can see in this table on the right hand side, there are 6 consequences that are there. When it asks you to identify, you just have to choose any 2 or 3 or whatever number it is asking and just pick it up and answer it over there. You do not need to explain these consequences. So cooking with fire causes indoor air pollution and diseases, and we can also take economic development is much slower, or any 2 you want. The best thing is when it's saying identify 2 consequences, so number them 1 and 2. Cooking with fire causes pollution, air pollution. And number 2 is economic development is much slower. These answers are enough to award you 3 marks. Moving on. Which consequence of energy poverty do you think is the most significant? Explain why. Now, as we saw that there are 6 consequences of energy poverty, you can pick any one of them that you want. You have already mentioned 2 in question number 1 part 1b. You can pick any one of those, or you can pick up any other from here as well. So I am choosing heating with firewood causes deforestation and environmental damage. It's very important to identify the consequence that you are choosing. The next part says explain why. This impacts not just the humans but also the biodiversity dependent on forests, affecting the environment, adding to climate change, and creating a chain of events that lead to global impacts like global warming, causing floods, etc., leading to economic instability at local and national level, thus impacting at a global scale as well. This will award you 3 marks. It is a complete developed answer. Now the pro tip is you need to have 3 points in mind when answering this question. The first thing is that you need to state the reason or the consequence or whatever it is asking. You cannot simply jump to the explanation. The next thing is you need to mention what is the range of impact. Is it affecting locally, is it affecting nationally, or is it affecting at a global scale? And the last part is how will it reduce or increase the impact or on the population or whoever it is, or the topic it is talking about. Here it will be how will it uh, reduce the impact on energy poverty. 1D. Explain why energy poverty is an important personal issue. Now this specific question is worth 6 marks, and you need to be very careful when answering it. It impacts the local people individually as the local environment is spoiled. People use firewood, which leads to indoor pollution, thus causing health issues like respiratory and cardiovascular diseases, also leading to be a burden on the pocket. With the local economy being impacted negatively, people tend to be dissatisfied by having to make choice between paying for energy or other essential needs such as food, healthcare, or education, which can start a cycle of poverty. It can hinder educational opportunities, limit access to technology, and reduce productivity. Lack of access to reliable electricity can make it difficult for students to study at night, hence impacting their grades. Now, all these 3 points are pointing towards personal issues on different levels, and they're also hinting at the global or the national level issues that may arise. So the pro tip for this specific is that you need to have 2 to 3 completely developed points focusing on how and why. So that is it for question number 1. Keep these pro tips in mind. There is no need to write extra. Focus on the marks and save your time since you have a very limited time. Thank you.